Hey there, everyone, and welcome. I want to share something powerful with you that's going to be unfolding in the skies around June 24th that can help you to understand not just where you are, but where you're going and who you're becoming. I'm your astrologer, Patricia Tate. I specialize in traditional Western and evolutionary astrology. I'm excited to share this transit forecast with you. If you are new here, you can find more about my offerings at willowgracemystic.com. Thank you for liking and subscribing and for sharing your journey with me. So on June 24th, 2025, we're going to have two major transits that are going to be happening simultaneously. This is this beautiful opportunity of the Sun conjunct Jupiter that is amazing in itself. It's going to be in the sign of Cancer, and this is a beautiful transit that is offering abundance. And then we also have this tense transit between Mercury, also in the sign of Cancer, squaring off with Chiron and Aries. Remember, squares are always tense energy that push us for change. And so I look at this is an offering or an invitation, a soul level invitation to grow, to connect, to speak your truth, and to realign with what truly matters with you, both within your inner world and in the community or the networks that you are a part of. So I want to start with the Sun and Jupiter. Now, remember that the sun is your core presence. It is your light. It is your identity. It's your purpose. It shows you what you're here to express. Jupiter, on the other hand, is the great amplifier. It rules wisdom, our belief systems, the meaning of things, the meaning of life. And wherever Jupiter travels, it opens up doors for us. It magnifies. It invites blessings. But it also asks you to grow into greater spiritual maturity. Now, at this conjunction, it's happening in the sign of Cancer. Cancer is a cardinal water sign. So this represents the pursuit, the drive to initiate, to start. So Cancer is deeply intuitive, it's nurturing, it's protective. Think about the crab carrying its home, its shell on it. The archetype is the mother, the healer, the guardian of your sacred home. It rules your roots, your foundations, your ancestry, your emotional body. It rules your connection to what feels safe for you. But remember, Cancer isn't just soft and sentimental. It is a cardinal sign. That means that it wants to initiate, it wants to start, it moves. It begins these new cycles for us, especially around our feelings and family and the need or the desire to belong and connect. So when the Sun and Jupiter, when they meet up here, it's like this spotlight is on emotional expansion. You are being asked, what is ready to grow within your own emotional life? Where do you want to feel more deeply held, more seen, more supported? And how can you become that space for others that you want within your close proximity? This is going to be this powerful time to start something new that's related to home or spiritual practices, family healing, or your own personal care. This is about stepping into leadership, not through force, but through empathy and through wisdom. This is about heart-centered success, soul-aligned achievement, growth that comes from tending to what truly matters to you. Now add in the Mercury square with Chiron. Remember that Mercury is the planet of communication, thinking, connection. In the sign of Cancer, this is about your thoughts, your words, and they're all colored by your emotions, by your feelings. You might find yourself speaking from your heart more easily, but also more vulnerably. Chiron and Aries, it's this place inside of us that remembers our old wounds, especially wounds that are related to our identity, courage, and being enough. Aries is this energy of being bold and brave, and it wants to act. It wants to assert. It wants to lead. But with Chiron here, sometimes we question whether, are we strong enough to stand on our own? Are we ready for this? Now, when these two energies square off, there's this tension that's between what you want to say and what it costs to say it, especially in relationships where emotional safety can be very fragile, as in your family or partnerships or in these long-standing connections with other people. This can stir up this unresolved pain. And then here comes the gift. We have Mercury and Chiron. They're challenging each other. They're opening the door of healing through truth. You might feel triggered. You might hear something that, it stings. It's that ouch. Or you might realize that there's something that you've been carrying for a very long time, but silently. This is going to be your moment to gently name it, to journal about it, to speak it with compassion, to hold space for it, or to hold space for someone else as they're working through this. This is not about fixing it for them, but allowing to free it. And this isn't just about your own personal healing. Remember that this energy, it's about a collective realignment. Because all the while that this is happening within you, it's also about stirring up how we show up within our group affiliations, our networks, our social circles. We are being guided to ask, who am I aligned with now? And on a soul level, are we connected? Which communities truly nourish my soul? What new connections am I ready to welcome that reflect the person that I'm becoming, not just who I have been? You might start to notice that your energy is naturally pulling you towards different people, different groups, even different dreams, your hopes, your wishes, your dreams. This is not a breakdown. Think of this as this is a breakthrough, this aha moment. I see it. I get it. You are not losing your place. You are finding where you truly belong. You're getting your footing in order to move forward. And that's the bigger purpose of this day, of this time period. It's about growth that's rooted in your authenticity. It's healing that leads to wholeness for you, connections that you have that align with your heart and your truth. This is about saying, this is who I am now, and this is what I am here to grow. So I invite you to reflect during this time. Where are you ready to initiate? Where are you ready to expand in your own personal and your own emotional life? Where do you need to speak your truth, even if you're afraid? This is about finding out exactly who's with you and who is not. And what kind of community are you being called to, and are you calling in to you now that you're going to be more aligned with your own heart? This is not just a moment. This is the beginning. This is a door for you to walk through. This is a threshold. So honor what's rising within you. Speak what's true for you. Let your intuition guide you and connect you, and allow you to be supported by the people and practices and spaces that are meant for who you are becoming. You are not alone. We are all in this together, changing, growing, and evolving. So offerings this month for private consultation, you can visit willowgracemystic.com. For working with the moon, and I encourage you to check out my moon manifestation guide following the links below. Definitely sign up for my newsletter. You'll find out about specials, early releases, all things that are happening. And if you're interested in a community with like-minded individuals where we learn, we share, we connect, we grow, check out my Patreon. I have a special for all Cancers. You can celebrate your birthday. This is use the code Cancer10 at checkout, and I am offering live astrology consultations right here, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every other Tuesday. You can reserve your spot and get in the queue using the link below. I look forward to connecting with each and every one of you right here to help you navigate your unique journey. So let's dive in. So for my Aries friends, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this is about rooted expansion and courageous healing for you. You are having the Sun conjunct Jupiter in an area of your life that's illuminating your home, your family, your ancestry, your emotional security. This is about your inner foundations. This is a deeply personal and emotional and nourishing placement for you. The Sun is shining a light on the bottom part of your chart that is what needs to be stable, grounded, what needs attention. So this is your private life. Jupiter is here to magnify it, to expand it. Jupiter's going to be here for the next year. It's offering you this invitation to expand your sense of belonging, for you to refine what does home really mean for you. This transit offers a major opportunity for you for an emotional achievement, emotional expansion, establishing safety, building your own legacy, healing these generational wounds. Remember that this is about parents and grandparents and great-grandparents. It's your lineage. And so this is, how can I heal these generational wounds? Because you also have Mercury here. Mercury is the way that you're communicating, and it's in a square with Chiron, being in your first house. And so this could be investing in your home through renovation or reclamation or reimagining what does your space look like. Or this could also be your emotional home. And this could be, I need to go back and I need to make this connection or rebuild this connection with my family, my ancestors, my diving into ancestry DNA. It's wanting to understand. It's the growth through grounding and building and creation of. The more you tend to your roots, the more that will flourish outwardly for you. Now, the challenge in this, it lies in the overwhelming emotional tides that Cancer can bring. Remember that this is water. Cancer is water. It's sensitive. It's protective. It has the shell around it. And so Jupiter is amplifying those waves coming in and out within your life. You might feel this heightened awareness that surround your vulnerabilities, your past wounds, unresolved family dynamics could come back up. But there's also this temptation to retreat, to go within your shell, to completely go into your shell to avoid the emotional discomfort that can come from this. But you are being asked to initiate healing. As a cardinal sign does, it's just to go after it, not to just sit with it. Now, Mercury in Cancer here, Mercury wants to stir up these uncomfortable insecurities that have to do with you. Chiron is in your first house of identity. The first house is your business card, your website. It's who you are authentically. It's your personality. It's your appearance, how you express yourself within your truth. Chiron in Aries is the archetype of the wounded warrior, carrying the fear of being too much or not enough. This square can bring this moment of where you want to speak your truth about family or these issues or emotional experiences, but you fear the impact or you fear the judgment that can come from it. Words can definitely sting, especially if you feel misunderstood by family or someone else, someone that's very close to you. The first house, remember, is your identity. And when Mercury challenges this in the emotional realm of Cancer, your instinct might be to defend or to silence yourself, to go within the shell. Some of the most powerful healing can now come through softness and tenderness, because this is a chance for you to reclaim your voice, for you to find it within these tense moments, these tense opportunities. Know that during this transit, you are being asked to redefine your relationship with vulnerability and strength, your emotional bravery. It doesn't always look like a confrontation with other people. It often looks like nurturing the part of you that needs safety and needs stability. Look to prioritize self-care for yourself that brings you back to a center. Recharging your own nervous system, your batteries, connecting with family in honest but these intentional ways, creating rituals that anchor you in to when your emotions can build upon and grow and expand upon in their roots. When challenges arise within the communication, give yourself permission to pause. You don't need to fix every dynamic situation that comes up right away. Instead, look to tend your own inner world first. Speak from a grounded space. Journal, ancestral healing. Look into all of these things and look to create this peaceful home environment that it revolves around acts of spiritual leadership for you right now. This is going to be a time for you to stand firmly in your truth, for you to do this in a way that's rooted and calm and wise. Your identity is growing, changing, and evolving every single day. Let it be informed by compassion rather than in reaction to the events. Healing old stories of not being safe or not being heard, it begins by honoring your voice now and using it to create space, not to create conflict. A mantra for you, Aries, can be, my roots are strong and I speak from the heart with courage and with care. I grow by nurturing what matters most to me. So Aries, thank you so much for being here. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much, because it is your energy that fuels my journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of the transits, visit willowgracemystic.com. So for my Taurus friends, Sun, Moon, and Rising, you have the Sun conjunct Jupiter in your third house of communication. Now, this is about expanding your voice, but also going within and healing in private. The Sun conjunct Cancer here is activating the domain of communication, learning, siblings, cousins, your daily mental patterns. It's the house of where I talk and share and I gather information from others, and where I disseminate it. I share it also. The Sun here is bringing awareness and vitality in how do you express yourself? While Jupiter's expanding your mind. It's your desire to want to understand the deeper meaning of working through words, ideas, and these local connections. And how do I heal through these avenues? Cancer's nurturing space. It wants to soften your voice. Cancer wants to encourage you to speak from a place of personal, emotional intelligence, of empathy, of truth, of trust. This transit is opening up the door for you for spiritual and creative writing. This could be within teaching or speaking. Think about a blog or developing skills that can help you to communicate from your heart. You might feel called to tell your story, to share it with others. to reconnect with people who are close to you, or to initiate these important conversations within your close community. This is an excellent time for you to learn something that enhances your emotional wisdom, like take a class, take a workshop, or for you to share your thoughts in a way that can uplift and connect with others. Connections with your siblings or these extended family members, they can definitely be strengthened through communication with this transit. There can be these new opportunities that arise through collaborative efforts that revolve around topics of your local community, your local environment. And so this is a beautiful time for you to align your voice with your values, speaking not just to be heard, but to also be understood. With Jupiter expanding this house, there can also be a lot of like mental overwhelm or emotional overthinking. It can come up and surface, and Cancer is watery, it's fluid, and so the lines between you feeling safe and what you say, it can possibly have you internalizing other people's emotions or feelings, or second guessing how your words, where they land, how they're received. This house governs our perception, and Jupiter here can create this idealism or exaggeration, expanding these situations of how things are interpreted. So look to stay grounded in the fact, while you are communicating, it's honoring your intuition. So we also want to look at Mercury. Now, Mercury is also here in Cancer, so that's going to be the way that we deliver the message. And it's in a hard aspect with Chiron, the wounded healer, in your 12th house. This tension point, this square, it lights up the tension between the way that you're communicating, your mind, your expression, the delivery, and your 12th house of your personal unconscious, your past, hidden pain, secrets. The 12th house is where we go to be alone, and it can be like hidden enemies can be here, or scandal, or affliction. And so this square can truly trigger or bring up old wounds around you being heard, or about you not being understood, or you feeling safe to want to express your vulnerability. It can really bring up these topics, and you might uncover these thoughts or these memories that you've pushed back and down and you've avoided, perhaps through a dream or a message or a chance conversation with somebody. Remember, this is the house of connecting to the spiritual realm, to the divine. The 12th house, it can also feel foggy and isolating, of sitting alone in order to process things, making it hard to name what really hurts, like to put your finger on it and give it a name. This transit, it's asking you to bridge what is inside with what's ready to be heard, what's ready to be voiced, carefully and gently. You might need solitude or reflective time in order to sort out what is coming up, what's emerging. Communication, it can feel blocked, or words, they might carry more weight than intended. But beneath all that discomfort is this deeper healing potential to acknowledge the parts of yourself that have remained quiet and silent, and to look to integrate your inner world with your conscious expression. Look to give yourself permission during this time to slow down, to integrate, and to process what you're feeling, what you're hearing, and what you know. Pay attention to your body. It's giving you the cues. Your growth is in your ability to communicate with clarity and care, but not at the expense of your nervous system, your body, your emotional balance. Make space to write, to journal, to reflect, take time to yoga and meditate, to speak only when it feels true to you. This is tuning into mind, body, and spirit. This is going to be a powerful moment for you to clear these outdated mental patterns, to stop that broken record, to heal the wounds that are tied to your voice. Think about your throat chakra and trust that you don't need to shout in order to be heard. You just need to speak from an anchored space. Remember that not every insight needs to be shared immediately with others. Some thoughts, they're still gestating here. Let yourself discern what needs to be expressed and what's meant to be quietly healed. Practice listening deeply to your body, to others, to your own inner dialogue. What is it saying? There's this strength in silence, and there's wisdom in the waiting, and there's freedom in being real. The more you tend to your own internal world, the more natural and nourishing your external communication becomes with others. Look to align your words with your soul's rhythm, and you're going to find that the right people and the right messages, they meet you in return. A mantra for you, Taurus, can be, my voice is clear. It is rooted in truth, and it's guided by wisdom. I honor what is rising within me and share when it is ready to be heard. So Taurus, thank you so much for being here. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much, because it is your energy that fuels my journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of the transits, visit willowgracemystic.com. So for my Gemini friends, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this involves your chart ruler. So it's always important for you to be following, where is my chart ruler, what is it doing, and how does this affect me? So first I want to draw your attention to the Sun conjunct Jupiter. This is about rebuilding your value. It's in an area of your chart that's activating the domain of your personal resources, your cash, your property, your talent, your skill set, your self-worth, what brings you lasting security, what you want, need, and desire for security. The sun here is shining a light and bringing clarity to what do you value the most. Jupiter is going to be here for the next year. It is magnifying your ability to attract more of what you truly need. In the sign of Cancer, your values, they're not just about material success alone. They're about emotional safety, intuitive alignment, and this soul level fulfillment for you. This is an incredible, fertile transit for you for financial growth, for investing in your talents, for initiating and starting something that offers these long-term emotional and material security for you. You might experience a sense of emotional empowerment when you look to commit to a path that aligns with your deeper needs, like this aha moment of, I see it, I get it, this is where I'm going to move forward, not just what looks good on paper. Your capacity to nourish not only yourself and others becomes this new resource for you. This is about healing. This transit can be something that you can monetize or expand upon, of healing or supporting others, bringing security to others. Cancer always reminds you, if it doesn't feel safe or soul nourishing, then it's not truly valuable. And so this opportunity here is for you to tune in and to recognize and honor your own worth first. Jupiter is going to offer you the abundance, but only where you're willing to believe in your own value. You might be called to develop your own skill set, talents, or shift in your financial priorities. Remember that this is about your financial resources, your movable property, your salary, your income, your possessions. And Jupiter here wants you to be willing to initiate something that is sustainable, that reflects your changing values. And so what you plant now, the seeds that you plant now, they can grow into something both emotionally and materially rewarding and fulfilling for you. Now there's also this challenge in over-attachment or insecurity, like the scarcity mindset. Cancer, it can sometimes cling to what feels familiar, even if it's outdated. It's wanting tradition. It's wanting what it's always had. Now with Jupiter amplifying the emotional stakes that are surrounding this around money, you might worry about losing the things that you've acquired or what you've built, or have fear about stepping into something new. There's also the potential of emotional spending or investing out of a desire for comfort rather than strategy for you. Be mindful to not let the temporary feelings override the long-term value. We also have Mercury, your chart ruler, here in the sign of Cancer, in a square aspect, a tense aspect to your 11th house. This is creating this charged dynamic between what you value, your personal worth, and community, networks, long-range goals, dreams. This can stir up these old wounds. Think about Chiron and being wounded here around where do you belong, about being undervalued by other people, or not feeling recognized within your group or your network for what you bring to the table. You might find it difficult to express your needs or worth, especially when it comes to collaborations with other people or friendships or your place within these larger circles. You might experience misunderstandings or emotional distance within your community, or even question whether the path that you're on, does it truly align with your goals and your values? This is not a signal to give up. This is rather a space of, I need to examine where your value, it might not be reflected or respected, and whether it's time to speak from a more authentic alignment. This is going to be a powerful moment for you to truly reclaim your self-worth from external measures and to return to what feels nourishing and true and secure for you. Know that the second house is about personal growth. But Mercury square here in Chiron, it reveals that your healing is also deeply connected to how you show up with others, within the collective, or within networking. Begin by affirming your gifts. Just listen and name them. Speak them into existence. Anchor your financial goals in your own values. Let your vision of what is abundance for you include emotional and creative and spiritual wealth, not just numbers that are in your bank account. Simultaneously, give yourself room to reflect on where do you feel unseen and or possibly misaligned within these group spaces. Some of your dreams, they can be shifting at this time. Some communities, they may no longer resonate with you, and that's going to be okay. It doesn't mean that you've failed. It means that you've evolved. I remind myself all the time, people are in my life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. I just have to name it. So speak your truth with care, but don't silence yourself in order to avoid the discomfort. This is your time to honor your worth and to surround yourself with people who see it also. Set these boundaries where they're needed. Initiate these difficult conversations if it's necessary. Let go of what no longer serves or supports your growth. And above all, make choices for yourself that feel rooted in your integrity, not just in the approval of others. You are worthy of sustainable success, genuine connection with others, and a future that's built on soul-aligned values. So Gemini, a mantra for you can be, I am grounded in my worth. I create and attract from a space of truth, value, and trust in my path. So Gemini, thank you so much for being here. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much, because it is your energy that fuels my journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of the transits, visit willowgracemystic.com. So for my Cancer friends, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this transit's going to be very personal and powerful for you. This is about personal expansion and soul leadership and purposeful healing for you. You are having Jupiter conjunct the Sun in your first house of your identity. This is a major moment for you. This alignment, it takes place right on your ascendant, the very point that defines how do you move through the world. The Sun is illuminating your identity, your vitality, your sense of purpose and direction. Jupiter is here to magnify and give blessings to this area of your life. It's offering you this beautiful opportunity to expand a new version of you. I always say that the first house is like your business card or your website. It's what you show to other people, how you want to be known. And so this is expanding the new you that is more fully aligned with your truth and your intuition and your emotional sovereignty. This is going to be a powerful moment of a personal rebirth for you, one that might bring recognition, like people are going to be able to see you. This is about confidence and the motivation to finally initiate something that's deeply personal and meaningful for you. You are naturally a leader in emotional and in the intuitive realms. This transit is asking you to embrace the next level of who you're becoming. You might feel this wave of inspiration that you need to take action on in your personal goals, or to clarify your mission, or to show up more boldly in relationships and in community spaces. Jupiter is going to be here for the next year, and it's offering you these blessings, but it also is pushing you and stretching you. It asks you to grow beyond your comfort zone. In the sign of Cancer, it means navigating these emotional and vulnerability spaces with wisdom for you, owning your softness as your strength. You might be seen more publicly, and you might be asked to share more of your own personal journey, or you might feel compelled to take up more space in the world. This expansion, however, it needs to come from a space of deeply rooted sense of self for you, not in the external validation of doing it for other people. Now, at the same time, we have Mercury here, and it's in a hard aspect with Chiron in your 10th house of career and job. Mercury is the way that you communicate, and Chiron, it's squaring this, and it's activating this tension between who you are, your self-expression, your identity, and your career, your reputation, your legacy, your public visibility, who has access to you. You might feel sensitive or even overexposed when trying to communicate your needs or to speak publicly. There can be wounds that are around professional confidence, imposter syndrome, or leadership roles, or being respected within your own field that can now come up and resurface, especially if past criticism or rejection still lingers within you. This square can also bring up these emotional conversations with authority figures, mentors, colleagues that can touch a nerve and be uncomfortable for you. You might doubt your own direction. You might worry about being misunderstood or feel torn between following your own inner calling and showing up and living within the public's expectations or your responsibilities of others. This discomfort is exactly where the healing can now begin. When you speak your truth from a place of integrity, you begin to rewrite these old narratives around invisibility or inadequacy. This is literally your cosmic permission slip to expand and step into the next chapter unapologetically. You are not who you were. And this transit, it's validating all of that growth for you. It's investing in your own self-image, claiming your own voice, allowing your intuition to help you to navigate and guide your decisions. This is going to be this powerful time for you to launch a new personal or professional goal, to set these clear boundaries, to allow your emotional intelligence, your intuition to take the lead for you. Your presence, it has weight, it has meaning, and it's about letting it be felt. And when fear or vulnerability arise and come up for you in these public roles or these conversations, meet it with grace. Remember, your lived experience, your insight, and your authenticity, those are your greatest tools for who you're transforming into. Don't shrink. This is you speaking softly but clearly and letting your truth anchor your path moving forward. You are healing years of silence, self-doubt, and disconnection, not only for yourself, but for those who need your leadership. Double down on self-trust for yourself. Take time for the stillness and for the reflection, but don't hide. This is your moment to step forward, to initiate with heart, and to model what does it look like to lead with vulnerability, with clarity, and with care. Your personal journey, this is part of your purpose, and your willingness to show up as you are is exactly what this world needs more of. So Cancer, a mantra for you can be, I expand in my truth with grace and courage. I lead with heart, heal through presence, and trust the wisdom of who I am becoming. So Cancer, thank you so much for being here. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much, because it is your energy that fuels my journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of the transits, visit willowgracemystic.com. So for my Leo friends, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this transit's about soul renewal, this inner expansion, and a spiritual integration for you. You have the Sun conjunct Jupiter in an area of your life that's hidden. It's in your 12th house, which is the most mystical, magical, hidden, spiritually potent sector of your chart. Having the Sun as your chart ruler, illuminating what lies beneath the surface of your everyday life. Having Jupiter in your 12th house for the next year, this is your subconscious patterns, your dreams, your intuition, your connection to divine, your higher power, God, Yahweh, Allah, Buddha, whatever you call it. When Jupiter joins in here, this is expanding the territory of this mystical realm. It's encouraging these deep spiritual reflections from you, emotional healing, and this inner transformation. This is not a transit for looking for outward success. This is about what is growing quietly in the dark for you. You are being asked to slow down, tune in, and listen. This is a powerful time to deepen your connection to your soul through rest, retreat, reflection, yoga, meditation, in order to tap into dreams, intuition, spirit guides, ancestors. You might feel called to explore meditation or ancestral healing or spiritual study or dream work, astral travel, astral projection, or forgiving within forgiveness practices, tuning in not only to forgive yourself, but to forgive others. You might also experience profound synchronicities, like an intuitive download or emotional waves that seem to come from nowhere, but they bring you deep insight into something that you knew or felt. It's literally connecting you to something higher, something more, your divine. This is an opportunity to surrender to the greater wisdom that cannot be forced. This transit, it encourages you to clear out all of the emotional baggage, for you to make peace with the past, for you to allow yourself to be reshaped by what is unseen. It can bring a wave of emotional renewal and clarity, not through striving, but through surrender. It's about let go, let flow. Jupiter here, it expands your spiritual awareness. It offers you guidance through signs and symbols and intuition rather than logic. Now, the challenge, it lies in the difficulty of defining or explaining what is it that you're experiencing. The 12th house, remember, it's not linear. It's very mystical and dreamlike. You might feel isolated, emotionally overwhelmed, or unsure of how do I move forward in tangible ways. This transit, it can really stir up and bring up those old fears of unresolved grief or hidden self-doubt. I always say it's like the broken record, and it's the stories that people have told us, but it's also the stories that we tell ourselves. And so if you're old enough to remember a record skipping, that's what it is. And so it's breaking the record, taking the needle off of the record. These emotions, they're surfacing to be seen and released, not to throw you off track and derail you. Now, at the same time, you're going to have Mercury in the same sign, in the same house as Cancer, and it's in a square aspect to Chiron. And so this square aspect, it's activating the tension between what you're experiencing and your house of beliefs, truth, and having this broader vision. This aspect, it can bring a crisis of faith for you, or it can challenge you to what you thought you knew, and like this aha moment or I had no idea moment. This could be about emotional pain that comes from spiritual or philosophical identity. You might question your literal spiritual path or mentors that have been in your life or your actual life direction, and it can still reflect the deeper truth, or you could struggle to truly articulate what you're coming to understand in your private life. There can be this tension between your own inner healing process and the presence to just know the answer or to teach the lesson. If you're a spiritual guide or if you're a teacher, this can stir feelings of inadequacy or fear of being seen before you're ready. This square is not here to undermine you. It is here to help you release the pressure to perform. Instead, embody this deeper, quieter wisdom that is just as powerful for you. You are currently in a period of deep soul integration. Having Jupiter here for the next year is going to have amazing opportunities to tap into the collective, to to tap into the dream realm, the spiritual realm. Allow yourself to step back from the spotlight and tend to the sacred work that's happening within you, behind the scenes. This is a moment to honor what is dissolving in order to grieve what no longer fits, to allow space for spiritual renewal, journaling, rest, intuitive practices, time in solitude. I love all of this. This is about quiet, creative rituals. This could be yoga, anything that you do in solitude that can help you to understand and to integrate what is rising within you. You don't need to understand it all right now. You just need to trust that something beautiful and magnificent is unfolding in the unseen realm. Now, at the same time, you need to be gentle with yourself as you question these old belief systems, or you struggle to share your own inner experience of what is going on beneath the surface. You're not lost. You are being initiated. Let yourself hold space for the mystery and the magic. Speak your truth when you're ready. Look to seek out teachers or soul companions or guides that can help witness what your journey is without needing to define it. This is not about action or answers. For you, this is about alignment. And the more that you allow yourself to listen inward, the more clearly your next path is going to emerge. Let this be a time of sacred retreat, of inner illumination, and a time to prepare to emerge renewed. Because when Jupiter moves into your first house next year, this is going to be where all the magic of all the work that you're doing is now going to be seen by everybody else. So Leo, a mantra can be, I trust the wisdom rising in silence. In the quiet, I remember who I am, and I reconnect with the truth of my soul. So Leo, thank you so much for being here. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much, because it is your energy that fuels my journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of the transits, visit willowgracemystic.com. So for my Virgo friends, Sun, Moon, and Rising, because this transit involves your chart ruler, it's really important for you to be following along. This is about expanding your community, your dreams, your goals, and healing shared vulnerability. So you have Jupiter just entering into your house of community for the next year in a conjunction with the Sun. So the Sun conjunct Jupiter here, it's activating the realm of friendships, of community, star friends, long-term goals, social causes, the greater collective of where you belong to or who you choose to show up with. This transit, it brings this powerful surge of light and abundance into your networks. It's illuminating your role within these groups, and it magnifies the impact that it has with other people. The Sun represents your energy, your essence, your focus. And Jupiter, remember, it wants to expand, it amplifies, it blesses, it inspires, especially through teaching, uniting, and connecting with other people. In the sign of Cancer, this expansion is deeply emotional and it's heart-centered for you. You might feel called to invest in a relationship that nourishes your soul. You might feel called to connect with communities that feel like chosen family, or align yourself with causes that reflect your own emotional truth and your intuition to be part of something bigger than yourself. There can be this leadership opportunity that can arise within a group that shares your values, or you might be inspired to build something, to create something lasting and meaningful with other people. You are in a phase where your voice, your vision, and your compassion, it now has this ripple effects, especially when it's shared within service of the greater good. This transit is about visionary belonging, stepping into spaces where you're not only accepted, but you are celebrated by your sensitivity, your wisdom, your own authenticity. You might meet people who inspire you now, or who open up new doors for you, or that mirror your growth where you have been working towards privately. And so this is about bringing success through online platforms. Remember, this could be not just in person, but through Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, your social networks, or collaborations within these educational or spiritual or healing spaces for you. Now, the challenge with Jupiter, remember, is it's a lot. It magnifies everything. And so it can be overcommitting to too many causes, or losing your own emotional clarity within the group dynamics here. Cancer can sometimes blur these boundaries, and Jupiter can inflate everything that it touches. So be mindful of getting emotionally swept up in other people's agendas, or within feeling responsible for the emotional well-being of the entire group. Not every invitation is aligned. Discernment is going to be the key thing for you to focus on. Now, Mercury, your chart ruler, is in a hard aspect with Chiron. This adds another layer. So Mercury creating this emotional friction between this. So you've got all this abundance going on, and now we're going to add in this learning opportunity, this friction point with your 8th house of vulnerability, shared resources, emotional depth, power dynamics, fear. You might experience moments where you feel misunderstood within these group spaces, or where something that you share with others, especially around trauma or your finances or intimacy, it's now triggering a deeper wound for you. It's about taking off that bandage and saying, I'm ready to heal this area of my life. This transit it might unearth past experiences within betrayal, rejection, and feeling like the outsider when trying to share something that's deeply personal, because the 8th house, it's where we hold our emotional shadow. And Mercury squaring Chiron here, it can make it difficult for us to articulate the pain, the boundaries, our own needs, especially within friendships or group settings. You might hesitate to be fully seen, or fear that if you share your truth, it's too much. You are being asked to bring your full self into your connections. Bring yourself to the table, not just the polished, pretty parts, but the real, emotionally layered, complex parts also. Let this be a time where you deepen the quality of your connections, your friendships, not just to expand in the quantity. This is not about, this is quality over quantity. Notice where you are holding back your truth out of fear, to give yourself space to explore what it would feel like to be more open, to be more raw, to be real, and more received. At the same time, honor your need for safety and selectivity. You don't owe access to everyone, and not everyone in the group deserves your energy. Share your voice in these spaces where it will be valued and honored. Lead with emotional wisdom now, but protect your emotional resources. Be generous, but be grounded. Be inspired, but be intentional with who you share with. This is such a beautiful, powerful moment for aligning your long-term vision, your long-term goals with people that can support them. Don't be afraid to walk away from affiliations or people that drain you. The healing is in trusting that your authenticity, it creates your true community, not forcing connection, but allowing it to form around the truth of who you are now. Virgo, a mantra for you can be, I align with communities that honor my truth. My vulnerability is my strength, and my voice creates connection and healing. So Virgo, thank you so much for being here. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much, because it is your energy that fuels my journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of the transits, visit willowgracemystic.com. So for my Libra friends, Sun, Moon, and Rising, you have Jupiter in an area of your life. It's at the top of your chart for the next year. And this conjunction with the Sun and Jupiter is about purpose in the public's eye, healing through relationships, and a realignment of what's going on in your life. For you, having the Sun conjunct Jupiter here, activating your house of career, public life, legacy, leadership, reputation, and its responsibilities. And so this is one of the most impactful transits for the year for you. The Sun is showing this spotlight. It's radiating on your visibility, your achievements, your sense of purpose, things that you want to do, things that you want to be known for. And so it's energizing this area, while Jupiter is the planet of growth and expansion and opportunity. It is amplifying your influence, and it helps you to see a larger vision for your life's direction. In the sign of Cancer here, this expansion for you, it is deeply personal and it is emotionally resonant. So you're not just seeking success. This is you seeking out soul-aligned success, recognition, visibility, leadership opportunities that can bring or come your way. This is you casting out the net to see what you can capture. And so it's not only feeling fulfilling, but this is about nurturing your own inner self, your own values, your emotional well-being. You are being called into this new role of responsibility or of influence, especially in fields that are related to healing or caregiving or teaching or spiritual leadership. This is going to be this powerful time to define, what legacy do you want to truly build? You are in a cycle of becoming more visible. This is you saying, this is how I want to show up, not just within your own profession, but as a guide, as a nurturer, as someone who offers a meaningful impact to the world. People are noticing your presence now. They're listening to your voice. The question is, does this path honor who you truly are? If so, this is about leaning in and letting yourself rise up. The challenge of this transit lies in balancing the public demands with the emotional boundaries. Cancer energy can make you very overprotective right now of your own image or fearful of criticism. Jupiter can inflate those expectations. Remember, it literally expands. And so you might feel this pressure to be everything to everybody. Don't trade emotional integrity for outward success. You may also become more emotionally reactive to authority figures or to mentors, people that want to give career feedback or visibility related stress. So know that you need to honor your space for processing everything that's going on. Simultaneously, we're going to have Mercury. Mercury is in this hard aspect with Chiron. Chiron is in your partnership sector. If the first house is you, the seventh house is you with everybody else. This is personal and collaborative. So we have everything that's going on. This is triggering a sensitive exchange between your public image, your career direction, your responsibilities, your legacy, and your partnerships. your one-on-one dynamics. This square, it can bring to the surface wounds that are related to you being seen or being supported by other people, especially in relationships where you might feel misunderstood, unacknowledged, or unsupported in your ambitions. This can be through family or friends or other connections. Remember, it is the other. And so you might encounter these difficult conversations with a partner, a mentor, a collaborator, themes of codependency or emotional labor or projection, like projecting your energy on them or them on you. It can now come up. This aspect, it can also bring a moment of where you fear of losing yourself within a relationship or with losing a relationship by choosing your path. The tension between career and connection and purpose and partnership, it can feel intense for you now. You are being called to now embrace the next chapter of what does your public role look like? How do you show up? How do people see you? Not just for status or for recognition, but because your voice and your leadership, it matters. Ground your goals in emotional clarity, not external validation. Ask yourself, what kind of work or visibility allows you to stay rooted in truth and compassion and your own integrity? Let your intuition guide your professional decisions now. And remember, your emotional well-being, it is not separate from your success. It is the foundation of your success. And at the same time, this is a key turning point in how you relate to others while holding your own personal power. Honor the relationships that support your growth and lovingly release and let go of the ones that ask you to shrink. Be open to repair when it's possible, especially within partnerships that have these deep roots. But know that your healing, it does not depend on someone else's readiness. You can speak with care and still choose your direction. Look to set boundaries that preserve your peace. Communicate clearly about your vision, but allow yourself this space to grow, even if they don't fully understand you yet. Trust that the right partnerships, the right connections, they're going to evolve with you. You are stepping into this leadership role, not just outwardly, but within your own story. So Libra, a mantra can be, I rise with purpose and I lead with heart. My path honors my truth and my relationships, they grow with integrity. So Libra, thank you so much for being here. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much because it is your energy that fuels my journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of the transits, visit willowgracemystic.com. So for my Scorpio friends, Sun, Moon, and Rising, you have the Sun conjunct Jupiter in an area of your life that's ready to expand your horizons. It's about healing through purposeful practices. I love this area because it's the realm of wisdom and long-distance travel, visas, passports, cross-cultural experiences, philosophy, spirituality, teaching, publishing, and all of your belief systems. Having the Sun conjunct Jupiter here, and remember, the Jupiter's going to be here for the next year. This is a gateway for you for higher understanding, higher learning. The Sun is bringing this illumination to your quest for the truth. Jupiter, the planet of growth and expansion, of vision and connection to other people, it's here to open up these doors to new teachings, to spiritual depth, and these transformative journeys for you. Here, the expansion is not going to be just intellectual. It's about intuitive and emotional, and it can be deeply personal for you. You might feel called to align your life with something that's more meaningful, whether it's through spiritual study, or it could be holistic education, or cultural exploration, or reconnecting with your own ancestral roots. This is going to be a moment when you're not just learning facts. You are absorbing lived wisdom that reshapes your worldview. You might experience a growing desire to teach or to publish, share your beliefs, take a class or a workshop, or walk a path that offers spiritual fulfillment and healing to other people. This transit, it's inviting you to trust your own inner compass and to move beyond your own comfort zone. This is about you following a calling that feels divinely timed for you. This is an excellent moment for you to pursue a new certification, or to launch a personal or a spiritual project. This is you connecting with a mentor or a guide, or traveling somewhere that can truly shift your mindset of yourself and where you are in the world. You are being supported in becoming a spiritual guide or a storyteller, someone whose truth, it has power in order to uplift others. Now, the challenge that comes with this lies in emotional attachments. You might have to look at what you've always believed in and question it. Cancer, it can cling. It likes familiarity. And Jupiter, it wants to amplify outdated belief systems, rigid ideologies, inherited narratives that need to now be let go or released. There can be emotional resistance in letting go of worldview that was taught to you or ingrained from grandparent to parent to you, or that you learned from a teacher, or a philosophy or belief system that no longer supports your own growth and evolution. You might also feel overwhelmed by the magnitude of your vision, or uncertain about how to translate your insights into action. We also have Mercury in a square with Chiron. And so remember, squares are tension points. And so you've got all of these amazing opportunities, expanding your mind, your body, your spirit. And then we bring in Mercury in a square. And so it activates the tension between truth and perspective, and your daily house of daily habits, of health, of mental, physical, spiritual, emotional health and well-being, and balancing home and career. This square can trigger wounds around imposter syndrome, or exhaustion, or burnout, or not feeling good enough to embody of like what is transpiring within you, or to apply the spiritual truths that you're learning. This is self-doubt. And so you might doubt your capacity to live in alignment with your higher vision, especially when your body or your daily responsibilities, they feel disconnected from this deeper calling. Know that this is going to be a moment of reckoning between the big picture and your everyday life. You might question, how do I live my beliefs in real time? How do I integrate the truth into my habits, my work, my care for others, and for myself? If you have struggled with chronic stress or anxiety or self-criticism, this square can truly highlight the need for gentler systems and sustainable routines that support your mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, psychological growth and healing. Know that you are being invited to expand not only on your mind, but this is about your soul. Let this be a time when you root into the spiritual teachings that nourish your emotional body and that give meaning to the path that you are on, whatever that is. Seek out wisdom that feels good, that feels like home, not in a nostalgic way, but in a deeply resonant, heart-centered way for you. Read, write, teach, explore, but stay emotionally attuned. Your ninth house is asking you to zoom out and see the larger picture of your story. And in the sign of Cancer, it's asking you to feel your way through this with compassion and grace. Bring your big vision into your own body. Don't wait for perfection to begin integrating what do you believe. Let your spiritual insights shape your habits, your schedule, your work, and let your healing, mind, body, and spirit, be part of this process. If you feel discomfort or if you feel doubt, don't retreat. Look at this and stay curious. This is where the real change begins. Not in these grand gestures, but in the small, sacred acts of showing up for yourself in alignment with your truth. This is your moment for you to build a life that truly reflects what you know to be true. You are being shaped into a vessel of wisdom, and your everyday daily actions can become the living ritual of that truth for you. Scorpio, a mantra for you can be, I walk in alignment with truth and grace. My daily life reflects my deepest wisdom. So Scorpio, thank you so much for being here. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much because it is your energy that fuels this journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of the transits, visit willowgracemystic.com. So for my Sagittarius friends, Sun, Moon, and Rising, wherever Jupiter is, your chart ruler, it's important for you to be following it. And so for you, Jupiter conjunct the Sun is very powerful for you. This is about emotional empowerment. This is transformational healing and a look at sacred trust. So for you, the Sun conjunct your chart ruler, it's lighting up your 8th house. This is the house of you connected with other people, where you are invested mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, emotionally. This is the house of deep transformation, taboo topics, shared resources, intimacy. It's energetic exchange. It's the house of death and rebirth and these cycles of your life and psychological empowerment. This is not a light and breezy transit. This transit is going to be very profound for you. The sun is shining a light on your emotional underworld. This is the currents of what make you, you. And then Jupiter here, Jupiter being your chart ruler, it's magnifying everything that it touches. This means in the sign of Cancer that your emotional, your spiritual, your energetic bonds, they're intensifying and they're expanding, bringing a growth through vulnerability, through surrender and trust. And so this is going to be a time for you when soul level healing is truly possible, especially within your closest connections and in your closest relationships, where resources or power or deep emotions they are given and exchanged. You might be entering a period of financial collaboration, emotional merging with somebody else, like signing a prenup or with a business partner, or a spiritual catharsis. There can be legacy issues, inheritances, joint finances, or these long-held patterns that are related to fear or grief or sexuality or trust that can now resurface, not to haunt you, but to be integrated and healed. The opportunity that comes from this transit is profound. It goes to a deeper intimacy. This is you receiving the support and exploring your own shadow with compassion and kindness and experiencing emotional transformation. Think of a snake that is always growing and shedding its skin, growing, changing, evolving. Something in you is ready to shed its skin. The old ways of coping, these outdated belief systems with power and worth, like self-worth and control, guardedness that's protected you for so long. Jupiter in your 8th house, it's going to bring you these gifts that are invisible at first, but they're life-changing in the long run. There's this healing partnership. There can be this energetic breakthrough or a spiritual initiation that can now emerge or break through. The challenge of this transit lies in the intensity of it. The 8th house, it can feel very overwhelming and even destabilizing. This is about emotions surging, or when you are asked to trust others with your own truth. Cancer, it wants to protect. Remember, it has the shell around it and it wants to hold back. It makes its decisions based on the tides of the water, looking at it from all different angles. Remember the crab and its outer shell. But Jupiter is here to push you to expand past your comfort zone. This could be a push-pull between needing safety and being asked to risk emotional exposure. This is not always easy to let someone all the way in, especially if there's been a past betrayal or abandonment still lingers. At the same time, you're going to have Mercury. Mercury is also here, and it's going to be in a square, a tense aspect, pushing for change, pushing for growth and evolution. It creates the friction between your house of vulnerability and intimacy and your house of self-expression and joy and children and pleasure and your own inner child. This transit can trigger emotional wounds around expressing your desires or you being seen or feeling worthy of joy and affection, healing your own inner child. You might feel fear about too much in the way that you express your needs, or feel creativity that's blocked by deeper emotional pain that yet hasn't been verbalized or spoken aloud. There can be a moment when a conversation or a memory that it's a trigger and it stirs something that's raw within you, especially around past heartbreak or rejection or feeling unseen within your creative or your romantic life. The 5th house is your spark. It's your light. The 8th house is where the transformation happens in the dark. This square reminds you to reclaim your joy, that you must also heal what dims your light. This is your invitation to dive deep, not just for the sake of emotional evacuation, like shedding of the skin, but to reclaim your power, your joy, your capacity to trust. Let yourself be witnessed, to be held, to be supported, especially in spaces where emotional safety is sacred. Therapy, energy work, spiritual ritual, and or these honest conversations with trusted loved ones, it can be especially powerful for you right now. You are not meant to carry everything all alone, and healing is a shared experience. Now, at the same time, don't abandon your light while you are doing all of your shadow work. Make time to play, to create, to nurture your own inner child. Express your truth, even if your voice is nervous. The path for you to experience deeper intimacy with others is honoring your own voice. Write it out, dance, paint, sing, write poetry. Transformation, it doesn't have to feel heavy. It can be soul liberating. You are being reborn into someone who's stronger and softer and wiser, more open to intimacy and creativity than you have ever been before. This moment is a turning point for you to point your ability to trust, to merge, and to still remain whole. Sagittarius, a mantra for you can be, I rise through truth and trust. I welcome transformation and reclaim the joy that is mine to live. So Sagittarius, thank you so much for being here. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much, because it is your energy that fuels my journey. If you're looking for a deeper understanding of the transits, visit willowgracemystic.com. So for my Capricorn friends, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this is about expanding your heart through relationships or partnerships and healing the foundation of your life with safety and security. You have Jupiter in your house of partnerships. And if the first house is you, Capricorn is you, then the Cancer area of your life is about you with everybody else. Best friends, significant others. This is personal and collaborative. And so for you, having the Sun conjunct with Jupiter here, it brings this powerful energy of marriage, contracts, all of your one-on-one dynamics. The Sun is a symbol of clarity and identity. And when it joins up with Jupiter, the planet of expansion and wisdom and blessings, it offers this cosmic invitation from the universe to dive deeper, to elevate these relationships, to realign your partnerships, your relationships, your contracts. And so in the sign of Cancer, it's emphasizing the emotional nourishment and the vulnerability and protection and the desire for connections or bonds that feel safe, secure, or feel like home. Cancer. And so you are stepping into a time where relationships and partnerships, they're going to be this mirror for your own personal growth. The ones that thrive now are the ones that are going to be rooted within mutual care or a spiritual alignment of emotional safety. This might mark the beginning of a new relationship for you, or the deepening of an existing one for you, or a major development in how you relate to others, whether it be personally or professionally, because Jupiter wants to bring the abundance. So connections, they can flourish, and contracts, they can come your way, or there can be these significant support systems of people that arrive from a partner or a collaborator. And so the opportunity here is absolutely beautiful for you. This is a moment for you to build or for you to attract these heart-centered relationships that feel meaningful and they feel safe. If you've been doing the inner work that is around trust and boundaries or emotional openness, the rewards can now start to show up externally between you and others. There's this potential for healing and forgiveness and a reconnection, or it can be an initiating of something that's sacred with someone who just truly gets you. Whether it's in love or business or in friendships, this is going to be a time to form these connections that nurture both of the souls of the people who are involved. Now, the challenge, it lies within your instincts to want to control or the emotional distance. Cancer is a deeply feeling sign, and Jupiter, it expands, it amplifies the emotional stakes. If you have been conditioned to show up and lead with logic and self-reliance, which is classic Capricornian energy, this transit can feel a little disorienting. Maybe because it's asking you to soften your edges, to lean in, to trust others more deeply. There can be these moments when your emotional needs, they feel exposed or overwhelming, especially if you're used to managing the relationships from a more structured or strategic space. At the same time, we have Mercury. Mercury is also here, and it's in a square with your home sector. Remember, the fourth house is your foundation. It's what we build our life upon. It's your living situation. It's your personal life. And so we know that squares, it's activating this tense, transformative dialogue between all of these connections that you're having and your emotional roots, your childhood conditioning. This transit, it can really like stir up old wounds that are related to family dynamics or security, or the foundational ways in which you were taught to either give or receive love. You might feel vulnerable about wanting to open up, especially with someone who's close, or unsure of how do you express yourself emotionally with your needs clearly. There can be communication breakdowns within the people within your home or within partnerships, or moments when they're saying something that's triggered that cuts deeper than the actual current situations. This square is here to reveal where the past pain is still influencing your present relationships, especially when it comes to trust and belonging or feeling safe within your own emotional expression. It also brings the potential for profound relationship healing. If you are willing to name the wound and speak it from the heart, then this is going to be the time to heal. This is your moment to reimagine, how do you engage in connection to other people within partnerships, not just what role you play or responsibilities that you carry, but how much of your emotional truth that you bring forward. Let go of your armor. You don't have to hold everything together alone. You're allowed to be held, to be supported, and to be met. Make space for emotional reciprocity, whether it's in romantic love or collaboration with business partners or clients, or soul friendships. At the same time, tend to your roots, your foundation. If your emotional wounds from childhood or your family system, if these things are being activated, don't ignore them. Use this as a moment, as a gateway for deeper healing. Journal, reflect, open up a conversation about what is coming up and what is resurfacing. Your capacity to be present with your past, it allows you to shape healthier, more fulfilling relationships in the now. You can be strong and you can still be soft. You can lead and you can still receive. Let your relationships be places of growth for you, not just structure. Let them challenge you to feel more deeply and invite you to be seen more fully. You are building new kinds of partnerships. Ones that support evolution of your emotional life, not just the efficiency of your plans. A mantra for you can be, I welcome connections that nurture my heart and they support my growth. I soften into trust and I build connection rooted in truth. So Capricorn, thank you so much for being here. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much. It is your energy that fuels my journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of the transits, visit willowgracemystic.com. So for my Aquarius friends, Sun, Moon, and Rising, you are having the Sun conjunct Jupiter in an area of your life that's about expanding healing through daily devotion, paying attention to your mind, your body, your spirit, and rewriting your own inner narrative. So for you, having the Sun conjunct Jupiter here, it's an area that's associated with your health, your wellness, your daily rituals, your service to others, and it's your work environments. It's the balance between my home and my career and my mind, body, soul connection. The Sun here is shining a light on what you need in order to feel strong, to feel steady, to feel supported in your everyday life. And with Jupiter here, Jupiter magnifies everything. It blesses what it touches. It's offering you this surge of growth and optimism and this opportunity in areas of wellness, mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, psychological wellness, and your work-life balance and sacred routine for you. In the sign of Cancer here, this is not just about productivity. This is about nourishment. The universe is asking, how can you better support your emotional and your physical well-being on a day-to-day basis? What can you do for yourself? You might feel inspired to shift your routines into something that's more sustainable or something that's more soulful. You can look at incorporating self-care practices into your daily practices. Like, I'm going to go to the dog park, or I'm going to make sure that I practice my yoga. This could be about dietary changes for you, emotional healing, getting to the chiropractor. This is about possibly even a new professional path that feels more in alignment with your values and your rhythms. There can be this strong possibility for growth through caregiving or healing work or spiritual service, especially in the ways that you show up for yourself, and then how do you nurture others. There's this opportunity for you to take your wellness routines, your work and your healing practices to the next level, not through pressure, but through loving commitment. If you have struggled with burnout or overextension of yourself or detachment from your own mind and body, this is a moment to come back home to yourself. Jupiter can bring you mentors, counselors, guides, resources, invitations to do work that feels deeply personal and meaningful. You might be called to be of service in a way that reflects your own emotional intelligence and your own inner transformation. The challenge lies within the Cancerian tendency to overcare or overfunction. You might take on too much, or blur the boundaries between your emotional needs and the needs of others. Or you might feel emotionally overwhelmed by your own to-do list. Jupiter can also expand anxiety around health or your own healing journey, becoming so focused on having to fix something, and then forget to pause and receive the good. Don't let perfectionism mask itself as self-care. Listen to what your body is saying. Release the need to do everything for everybody. This is tuning into your mind, your body, your spirit, your soul, and tending to it first. At the same time, we have Mercury also in the sign of Cancer, but it is in a square with Chiron. And so squares, they bring these tense aspects. It creates the tension in order to push us to make the change in that area. And so this is about self-talk. This is about communication, thought patterns, the broken record that goes on in our own head. The square reveals the old wounds that are related to how do you speak to yourself, or how do you process the information, or how your earlier experiences, either through teachers or coaches or friends or old boyfriends or things when you were younger, how did those conversations shape your mindset around your value and your usefulness? You might become aware of your own persistent inner critic, or this mental loop that keeps you stuck in a cycle of overworking or emotional self-sacrifice. You might struggle to articulate what you need, especially in work or in the caregiving roles. There can be these emotional conversations that highlight your own internal narrative or dialogue that affects your physical health and your daily rhythm. This square is asking you to recognize the link between your own mental voice and your embodied reality. Are your thoughts supporting your well-being, or are they draining it? This is going to be your time in order to build your daily life that as a space for healing and wholeness. Let your routines, let them become rituals. Let your work become the extension of your soul's purpose. This is about sinking in and embracing the good, the positive, whether you're returning to your foundational health practices or establishing new rhythms, or if you are looking to realign your work to reflect your own emotional truth. This is your chance to create structures that can support you, not suppress your authentic self. At the same time, pay close attention to your own inner dialogue. Words are spells, and the ones that you speak to yourself, they matter the most. We can be our own inner critic. Practice kindness in your thoughts, even when things feel messy or uncomfortable. Catch the moments when you are too hard on yourself and gently reframe them. If you've been operating under outdated mental patterns, like equating your worth with productivity or people pleasing, this is going to be the time that you're going to have that you can rewrite these things. You don't need to do more. You need to care more for yourself. First and foremost, making yourself a priority, mind, body, and spirit. The more you prioritize rest, emotional nourishment, self-care, thoughtful pacing, the more effective and fulfilled that you can become within your work, your relationships, and your purpose. Aquarius, a mantra for you can be, I nourish my mind and my body with compassion. My daily patterns, routines, they honor my truth and they support my healing. So Aquarius, thank you so much for being here. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed, thank you so much, because it is your energy that fuels my journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of the transits, visit willowgracemystic.com. So for my Pisces friends, Sun, Moon, and Rising, Jupiter is one of your chart rulers, so it's always important to follow where it is and what it's doing. And Jupiter is going to be spending the next year in your 5th house of creativity, self-expression, art, beauty, romance, and risk-taking. And so this is about creative awakening for you, healing and worthiness, and you living from your heart. And so I love this in that this Sun-Jupiter conjunction in the house of expression and children and your own inner child and joy. This is one of the most radiant and emotionally fulfilling transits that you can experience. The Sun here is bringing illumination to what brings you alive, what makes you feel alive, while Jupiter, it is expanding your ability to experience joy, pleasure, and inspiration. In the sign of Cancer, there's this expansion of deeply emotional and personal feelings that are rooted in heart, in memories, in nostalgia, and in the longing to create from a place of love and safety. This is a powerful invitation to reclaim your joy, to reconnect with the parts of you that long to play and dream and to express freely, whether it's through art or music or love or parenthood or spiritual creativity. You are being invited to be open to more beauty and the meaning of life. You might be inspired to create something that feels sacred to you, a project, a connection, a child. Remember that this is the house of giving birth. What do you want to create and give birth to? This could be a new version of yourself. Jupiter is here and it wants to bring abundance through authenticity, especially when you let your heart guide the way. This is this golden opportunity for you to now fall back in love with life. Romance can blossom. There can be this new creative pursuit that could take shape for you, or you might discover a passion that lights up your soul on fire. This is really a fertile time for you, literally and symbolically. So pay attention to what you are nurturing and look at this as your energy. It's very magnetic and the universe is now listening. The challenge that comes from this transit lies in vulnerability. Cancer guards the heart closely. And Jupiter, it amplifies sensitivity. And so you might feel exposed when you express yourself more emotionally, or reactive when you feel unseen or unappreciated. There can be old insecurities around your talents or your desirability or your creativity, your worth, that can now resurface. Jupiter, it magnifies both your joy and it can magnify fear, especially fear in rejection or fear of not being good enough to shine. Now, we have at the same time Mercury in a hard aspect with Chiron in your second house of self-worth and cash and property. Chiron and Aries here, it's stirring this deeper tension between your house of joy and expression and your house of value, money, self-worth, skill set, talents. The square can bring up these old wounds around your worthiness, especially if these past experiences made you feel like your voice, your art, your light, it just wasn't valuable or was somehow too much, not worthy. You might doubt the value of what you create or hesitate to share it because there could be this lingering self-doubt or fear about being judged by others. This can show up in conversations, it's Mercury, where someone questions your contributions, or you might catch yourself like underpricing your work or dismissing your talents or minimizing your desires. Remember that the second house is your talents, your skill set, your cash, your property, your resources, like asking for that raise or saying that this is worth this much. These feelings, they're not here to stop you. They're here to show you where you are healing, where you are growing through, where the work needs to be done. The second house wants you to know your worth. Your fifth house, it wants you to express it boldly without fear. And so the square says, it's time to do both. Let this be your moment of creative and emotional rebirth for yourself. Make space for joy, not as a reward for hard work, but as a necessary, sacred part of your soul's health. Reignite these old passions. Say yes to beauty and to romance and to inspiration and to play. Let yourself create without worrying about having it be perfect. You don't have to be flawless to be worthy. Your joy is your medicine, and this is also your gift to the world. Simultaneously, take a deep look in how you value yourself. Are you underestimating your talents? Are you holding back your own light? This is the moment to rewrite the narrative, for you to speak kindly to yourself, to price your offerings fairly, to share your work, to own your voice, for you to give yourself the love and the validation that you've been waiting for. When you do, others begin to reflect it back to you. Allow this to be a sacred turning point for you. You are learning that your expression is not frivolous. It is vital. Your desires, they're not distractions. They are directions. Your creativity, it's not extra. It is essential to who you are. Let your heart lead you and let your light shine. Let your joy return. So Pisces, a mantra for you can be, I express my joy freely and honor my soul fully. My light is sacred, my voice is valuable, and I trust in the beauty that I bring to the world. So Pisces, thank you so much for being here. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much, because it is your energy that fuels my journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of the transits, visit willowgracemystic.com.